What is going on, fam? It's time to lock in, y'all. Because when I told you on social media, it's time to lock in, it's time to lock in. All right. Welcome to another episode of Antarchy. This is episode, I believe, episode 9. I'm almost at 10 episodes. Can you believe that? I'm almost on 10. So today we have a very, very special episode. And I mean, this episode has been something that I've been looking forward to for a few weeks. So today I want to bring on one of my guests, Cole, who decided to come out and help me welcome our main star of the show. It's not me today. I want to take a break. But our main star of the show, Leon Thomas. Now, I'm going to let Leon explain to you, what is he doing here? Why is he on my show again? Well, I'm going to let Leon tell you. So, Cole, Leon, how about we just hop on the stage and get this show on the road? What's going on, boys? How we feeling?
Good.
Hey,
How
Anthony.
Good to see you again, Cole. I know the Steelers are playing. I'm sorry to rip you away from it, but it's preseason. You'll be okay.
Right on. Anthony, it's good to see you. Cole, what's up? It's been a long time, but it's good to see you. And I'm sporting that Oreo orange. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, hey, at least you're not supporting the Pirates right now. Little bit of a rough skid in Pittsburgh, but at least the Steelers have started. The Penguins go to training camp soon. Pirates will be over soon, and we can forget about that misery and that they might be the biggest mistake Pittsburgh's ever made.
I love it. Hey, listen, I'm sorry to let you know, we're kind of not here for a sports talk, but I'll let Leon explain to you why we're all here. So, Leon, take it away for us.
All right, so here's what we're doing today. Here's what I talked to you about, Anthony, was let's talk about some finance basics, some personal finance basics. There are many mistakes that I made in college, coming out of college, and even in early adulthood that had someone told me, do this, not that. Don't do this instead. I would be in a much better financial position than I am now. And I'm okay now. But I just think if someone had told me 35, 40 years ago, do this, don't do that, I would have been in a better position. So I wanted to share some of this information that I've learned over the years in hopes of helping someone else make it. So that's what I'm here to talk about today.
Well, I love it, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of viewers out there who could really take something away from this conversation. So I want everybody to get a pencil, paper, or a pen, or a sketchbook, or taking notes on your iPad or whatever. Everybody get something to write with, and please open your ears and listen. Because if you're in college right now, if you're post-college, you just graduated, if you're starting your career, this is something you're going to have to know. Me, I'm leaving college, what is it, August? 8 months ago. And I'm starting my career. I'm not going to tell you just yet, but I'm starting my career in a system where it can set me up for life. So I'm going to need some of these financial comments. So Cole, is there something that you want to get out of this conversation?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of things, I'm trying to get out of this too, because I'm a college student right now. I feel that we are in an economy right now that has high inflation, that has interest rates going through the roof, and things right now are getting expensive. And honestly, too, I think it is so important for young college students to learn this now to set themselves up for financial success later in life too. And that's what I want to do. I want to set myself up for financial success, and I want to be able to afford things. I want to be able to eventually take my family when, I get married, I have kids, on vacation, to nice places, and I want to be able to provide for my family.
Yes, sir, Cole. Yeah. I got the same dream and aspirations as you, buddy. Maybe not exactly like you, but I want to be married with kids too. But you know what? Enough talk, enough brainstorming. Leon, please let us know and please show us what you have to say.
Yeah, now here's the thing. When I hear you both say you want to have families, you want to be able to take nice vacations, I want that for everyone. Everyone that wants to do that or whatever those goals are, I want everyone to do that, but I want everyone to be able to afford it. I want to show you some ways that you can have what you want. So now, Anthony, you've asked everyone to take notes. Okay. I hope people are taking notes using their pad, pen, pencil, paper, however you want to do it. But if they have questions, viewers, if you have questions and you want to email me, there's my name. My email address is right there. Get in touch with me. We can talk about whatever. Now, before I jump in, you got to know this. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a tax consultant. I'm not a CPA. So don't take anything that I say here and go, oh, Leon said I got to do it. And it doesn't work. And you try to come after me and sue me because I said, no, 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 because I just gave it a disclaimer. Don't come to me with it. Okay. Let's make sure that's clear. Seek professional advice before you make any financial decisions. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of what I'm going to talk about here, many financial folks would go, yeah, 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 you're right on. So here's the first one. Understand what your short and long-term goals are. Now, I just heard some goals from both of you, right? So if we look at this on a short-term basis, let's say that you said I want to save $2,000 this year. An easy way to do that is to do what we call back into it. So if you want to save $2,000, and I'm going to take out a calculator here, I want to save $2,000 in the year and divide it by 12 months. That means that's $166 a month that I need to save. Okay, so that's helping me reach some of those goals that I want to get to. If it's $10,000 that you want to save and it's 52 weeks in a year, you do the math so you can back in to what some of those immediate goals are. So you have to understand where are you trying to go, but figure out in smaller chunks what helps you get there. Here's the next thing. This is the one that got me in a lot of trouble early on when I started making money. I didn't live below my means. I tried to stretch it and live further beyond what I could really afford, and I got into heavy debt. And we're going to talk about that some later. So when we say live below your means, so I'll just throw a salary out there. If you're making 75,000 a year, doesn't mean all 75,000 has to get spent on things that you want to do. And think of just some of these things. The car you drive. I talked to someone not long ago and they said, oh, I'm going to drive a nice car. I got a Mustang. Great. The car payment was crazy high. The insurance payment on the car is high. And because he was under 25 and single, the insurance rates are up. That's not living below your means. And sometimes I think we buy things, do things just to impress people. Who are you impressing when you've got an $800 car payment and a $600 insurance payment, and you're sitting at a traffic light with that nice look on your face going, my car look good, doesn't it? And it's shining. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you can't afford to do anything else. Now, if that's important to you and that's all you want is that car, go ahead and do it. But you're probably not going to be able to afford a vacation or even maybe able to eat out some. So think about that. Think about your spending, your planned spending versus your spontaneous spending, living below your means. All right. I'm going to talk about one more, then let's take a break and discuss some things. And understand the difference between wants and needs. The difference between a want and a true need. So I know a lot of folks are preparing themselves for the football season, and they're going to retailers and they're going online and they're looking at televisions because they want to get the big boom box doom bad TV so they can watch their football team. And they're about to drop crazy money on a television. They watched the game last year on a television. They had a good time with friends watching the game on that TV last year. But now they say they need a new one because I got to watch my Ravens. I need to watch my Steelers in the greatest definition TV out there. Really? Really? What was wrong with the one you had last year? It's a 54-inch and it's working. Oh, but that's 3 years old. So what? It's working. You don't need a television. You want a television. Now, if you want a television, save your money for the television. And we'll talk about that some when we get into budget. So I'll stop right there. Cole, Anthony, fire away. What questions do you have about the three areas we've talked about so far? That's understanding wants and needs, living below your means, and understanding your goals. Go ahead.
I'll kick this one off. So when you talk about knowing the difference between wants and needs, I can actually relate to this because I had this this little, I don't want to say an epiphany, but I had the decision earlier this week. So usually when I get paid, I have two things I'm thinking about. Are all my bills paid, and what money do I have left? And usually that's a great way to think, because obviously in this world you need to pay bills. You need light in the house. You need water in the house. You need, what else? You need gas. You need gas in your car, and maybe you have like a gas stove in your house. But these are all like important bills that you need. Now, some people, I will say, I had this mindset at first that I would put my wants before my needs. My wants would be a pre-order for a new game. My wants would be maybe like a chair or a desk, or like, something that would make me entertained and make me feel like I'm doing something productive in my free time for my hobbies. So wants would be, wants would kind of be what is helping you further your love into your hobby, and need is something that's helping you further for you to live.
Mm-hmm. Great analogy. Yeah, your hobby versus living. Yes, I like it. Great example there. Yeah, and so often folks get that confused, right? They get that confused. Or the other thing they do is they try to figure out a way to pay. They take away the need money to get a want.
Yeah.
Or they do something else we're going to talk about here in a couple of minutes. Put it on the card. Put it on the card. Just charge. Put it on the card. They do that, right?
That is not a good idea. That is a horrible idea. No. Cole, what do you relate to so far that Leon has talked about?
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to, a lot of things actually, because I'm a college student. I'm not making it big in life yet. I have a pretty, I would say, a good paying job for a college kid. I'm a bartender and I'm a server at a country club. So I make pretty decent money for a college kid. And, a lot of that money too, I'm saving it for this next year, for my year of college, because, I'm a college student. I volunteer for a Division I hockey team. I'm not paid for that. And I need money for say some of the things that I want to do, during college. I need to be able to pay for food. I need to, while I can eat at a cafeteria, I also have an apartment. I have my own stove. I have my own microwave. So for me, it's kind of nice too, where, say I don't love the stuff at the caf, and, say it looks a little way too unhealthy that day, guess what I can go do? I can go and I can cook myself, a healthy meal. I got to be able to put gas in my car. Gas is $3.80 in Pennsylvania.
Terrible.
Gas 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago here was like $3.20. I spend so much money on gas. And that also is too due to the inflation that we've seen all across the country. If you go to your local grocery store, food is up. I think I saw some stat like the price of eggs is up like 30%.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's, I'm going into, I'm going to be a working man. After I'm done, I'm planning on going to grad school. After I'm done with that, I'm going to working man. So I know for me, the economy is such a big, that is such a big, I'm nervous about it because I don't know how it's going to go because the level of inflation that we've seen. And I think it's actually scary because it can get worse.
Yeah. And that's one of the things we'll talk about here in a second is the uncertainty of the economy, right? And also the uncertainty of career paths and jobs. There are some folks like both of you, Cole. I heard you say I'm not there yet, and I know that both of you will be, right, at a stage where you're making some really, really strong money. But until you get there, you've got to make sure that things are tight. But even when you get there, you both are into sports. You've read the stories, seen the reports about pro athletes that go broke on million and triple $1 million contracts, right? Because they didn't know what to do with their money, or they didn't ask someone, right? Here's the next point I want to talk about.
Actually, hold
And
on, Leon. Before
Yep.
you go on, Leon, I want to say something to my young viewers. For like teenagers, some of the kids that I coach, they may not understand some of these kind of terms for like politics and inflation. So I'm gonna put it in a way that they'll understand. If you guys get paid doing a chore, right? Let's say you wash the dishes or you mow the grass. Let's say you get like $20. If you want to go to the store and grab a soda, when I was 10 years old, which is 13 years ago, I'll say that right now. I'm 23 years old. 13 years ago, when I was 10, a soda was what? Almost $2, maybe like $1.89. What is it now? It's got to be like $2.25, $2.30. So for my young viewers to understand, to understand the financial advice that you're getting, it's great to get it now instead of you waiting 15, 20 years and now you're receiving it. Now it's like, oh, well, I've already have my own bank account. I already have my own this. Now why am I hearing this stuff? Some of you guys are in 3rd, 4th grade. Some of you are in high school. And I want you guys to understand the financial advice that you're getting right now it's not professional. Please, let me say this again. This is not professional. Okay? If you guys want professional help, please go seek a financial advisor, a financial planner, a banker, anything. But the fact that you're getting like these little tips right now, it's so much better. All right. I want to thank you for that. So you were saying establishing emergency fund. Yes.
Yeah, something you mentioned. These tips come from mistakes that I've made, or things that people didn't tell me about, or things that people said and I ignored it, and then I look back and go, wow, I should have done that, right? An emergency fund. Now, that's going to vary depending on where you are in your career and what some of your goals are. But let's just say you said you want to have an emergency fund of $500 or $250 because something's going to happen. You're going to have a car repair. Something's going to happen. You're going to need to access that emergency fund. And your credit card is not your emergency fund.
Please say
I hear
that
a lot
again,
of people saying that your credit card is not your emergency fund. I hear people say that all the time. Oh, if something happens, I'll just put it on my card. Now you've got a $500 bill, $1,000 bill, car repair, whatever it is. Now you're going to make those payments, and the payments didn't fit in with your budget anyway. And so now what happens? You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, that now you can't eat, you can't do this, you can't do that because you didn't save the money early. Save some money for an emergency fund, right? Now, if nothing else gets understood here, budget and plan for everything. Budget and plan for everything. So let me give you an example. At the beginning of the show, both of you said, well, Cole, you said, and Anthony, you kind of went along and said, you want to be able to take nice vacations, right? And there's nothing wrong with taking a nice vacation as long as you can afford it and budget for it. So, Cole, let me ask you, if you wanted to take a nice vacation, and I don't care where you go, I'm not asking you where, but how much do you think it would cost for a nice vacation just for you for 1 week? And I'm not even questioning the amount. Just tell me, how much do you think it would be? Dollar amount, a nice vacation for you for 1 week.
I think it could, a nice vacation with a place and everything, I think it could easily be over $5,000.
All right. Now let's take the $5,000. Make that a part of your back end budget so that it's going to cost you $5,000. And let's say we're assuming we're talking in January that you want to take your vacation, let's just say in September. It's going to cost you $5,000. We've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 9 months. If we take $5,000 and divide that by 9 months, you're going to budget $555 per month in your budget for vacation. You don't wait until September comes and go, well, I won't pay my rent this month because I got my vacation. I won't eat out as much. I won't eat at all. I won't pay my auto insurance. No. Budget for that vacation. Put it in your monthly budget that you're accruing it, that you're going to save $555 per month so that when September comes, you have the cash to pay it. Or as you buy your airline ticket in July, you have the money to pay it. Another example of that backing into the budget, you're going to have car maintenance, an oil change, tire rotation, brakes. That should be a monthly budget item, not, I got to get an oil change. My brakes are bad. Where's the money coming from? Budget. $150, $100 a month, whatever it is, set a budget for that. All right. Football fans, I got to have my Ravens tickets next year. I'm going to buy Ravens season tickets. Okay, great. If you can afford it, great. But even budget for that. The season tickets are going to cost this much. I'm going to take the $10,000. I'm going to divide it by 12 months. That's how much needs to be there. Budget and plan for everything. Budget and plan for everything. We've talked about this one some. Zero credit card debt. How much in credit card debt? Zero. No credit card debt. Do not, guys. Cole, I attended the same university you're going to. My first day there, they were sign up for a credit card. And I took that credit card and I signed up for another credit card and debt started going up. And guess what? I got the credit card because it's going to be my emergency fund in case I need something. Shut up. You're 18 living on mom and dad. They're your emergency fund right now, not me. And what did I do with that credit card? Anthony, what do you think I did with that card? I'll give you both. Quick answer. What do you think, Anthony? What did I do with those credit cards?
You didn't look at the price. All you did was swipe and insert.
I swiped. Cole, where do you think I went with those credit cards? What did I buy?
I'm guessing food. As a college kid too, potentially beer.
Oh, whoa. You
Yeah.
tell it.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Be a
Yes.
partier.
Yes. Both of those. Down the hill, across the street from your campus, there used to be a restaurant there called the Ground Round. Right? I don't know what it is now. It's that first building across the street, right on the other side of the stoplight, and then right next door, across the street from that, there was a place called La Casa do Mia. Here, charge it, charge it, charge it, charge it. Hey, what was my job? Did I even have a job? No. My credit score goes ding, and it took 7, 8 years to dig out of that. Zero credit card debt, even as an adult. Charge it up, charge it up. I went to Best Buy and bought a television, a boom. I bought all kind of stuff. Oh, we can put it on your credit card. Oh, yeah, okay, great. Oh, it's good. It's only $20 a month. Yeah, only 20 a month for how many months? Don't do it. Let me cover one more and then let's talk. So I want to hear some questions for y'all. Let's cover one more. Get professional advice. Now, again, I'm not a professional. I'm sharing with you mistakes that I made from things that people didn't tell me, things from people told me that I didn't listen, and things I've had to recover from. I'm here sharing the story. One of the things that people advised me to do was get professional help with your finances. And so the first year that I made some decent money, I did my taxes on my own. Right. And this was before the days of TaxSlayer and all of those places. I did it on my own. And I ended up having to pay the state of Pennsylvania and I had to pay the federal government like $4,000 total. The next year, did it on my own, did it on my own, did it on my own. The third year, I listened to someone who said, why don't you go get somebody that's a tax preparer, a tax consultant, a CPA? Get somebody to help you with this. And I said, well, what do they charge? And at the time, it was like $40. Like, I don't know, $40. I can keep that in my pocket. I can go drinking on that $40. I can go eating wings on that $40. I'm not spending the $40. And the guy said, it's $40 that could potentially save you all of this that you've been paying to the state and to the feds. They know more about taxes than you do. Go. I'm not going. Shut up. Go. And I went and I met with this old guy. And he goes, and then he sits there and he's got a calculator and he's looking at numbers and ding, ding, ding. He says, yeah, the feds owe you like $800. Oh, and you're going to get $1,100 back from the state. Huh? What? He goes, let me look at your taxes from last year and the year before and the year before. He does that and says, we can redo them. You did it wrong. They owe you. You screwed up. What's the bill? Well, I'm only doing 3 years, so I'll charge you $120 and you're going to get boom, a big amount back. Like, all right, sign me up. Sign me up. I'll do it. Get people to help you that know what they're doing. If I want to know about hockey, Cole, I'm coming to you. Anthony, I want to know about football coaching. I'm coming to you. Right? I'm going to people that know what they're talking about. When it comes to your taxes and insurances and other things, I'm not the professional, but I'm telling you, seek advice. Get somebody to help you. All right. What do you got for me, guys? Fire away. Give me some questions. Just there's a few more points left. Fire away. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
All
Oh, wait.
right, well, guess what? Hold on, Leon. I got something for you.
Go ahead.
So one of my questions is that when you said zero credit card debt, as a former college and recent college graduate, I'm looking for a credit card. And I don't have a credit card yet. Again, I'm 23 years old, fresh out of college. I'm moving into my career. I don't have a credit card yet. So my question is, how did you find a good credit card for you? Because I know a lot of credit cards today, they have these benefits to say, if you get this type of credit card, then you get 5% back on whatever dollar you spend, or maybe you get 10 cents taken off and you're getting gas. or like you'll get this much money back if you spend this much by this period if you pay off your credit card debt. So like, how did you choose what credit card is good for you?
So I want to respond to something you said, then I'll answer your question. You said the key word, if you pay it off, right? You said you get this, you get that if you pay it off, right?
Yes.
Most people don't pay it off. Most people don't pay it off. You have to be crazy disciplined to deal with a credit card, right? Now I'm going to answer your question. When I really thought I had it together, and I said, I need a credit card to build my credit, I'll just buy food and gas on the credit card. And instead of paying cash at the store or the gas station, I'll just pay off the bill when it comes. So the bill comes with, let's just say, 150 in gas, 400 in food. And I go, oh, looky here. The minimum amount required is. And I go, well, instead of paying off that total of 600 bucks, I'll pay a total of 300 on the cards, and I'll take 300 and put it in my pocket and go have some fun. And that cycle continues. It continues. It continues. It continues. There are many financial people that will tell you you don't even need a credit card. There are many that will tell you you don't need a card. Oh, what if I travel? I want to rent a car. There are rental car companies that will rent to you without a credit card. Now, but how do you determine the best one for you, right? Here's what I would do. Here's what I do. I didn't look, and I have a credit card that I do not use. I don't use it. I don't use it. I don't use it. I've heard people say look for the points and miles, and that can help you with your vacation spending. Again, if you're disciplined enough to get the points and miles and pay it off every month, God bless you. You're doing better than most. I had an American Express card. Y'all know that the American Express cards don't work like regular credit cards. Y'all aware of that? Right?
Yeah.
Regular credit cards, they tell you here's your minimum monthly payment. American Express, you got to pay it all up, right? So here's what happened to me. At that time, I had a J.C. Penney card. Notice all these companies are not in business anymore either. I had a J.C. Penney card. I had a Circuit City card. I had a Sears card. I had an American Express card. And in the disclaimer, I didn't know this happens, but it says that if you are late in payment on one of those, that they can lower your limit or take the card away from you on others. So my American Express bill comes of like 700 bucks, and I paid it late. Sears lowers my limit, J.C. Penney's lowers my limit, and Circuit City said you can't have the card anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm paying your bill. Yeah, you got to pay it all up front now because you defaulted a late payment on another one. Like, what? What's that got to do? I'm taking good care of you. What do you mean? Yeah, that's nice. Now you owe it all to us. So be careful. Be careful. You get that card, you've got to be crazy disciplined to do it. And then, guys, look, when you get married, you got to have a financial discussion with your wife or significant other, right? Here's how we're going to do things financially. You got to have that conversation, right? So that's my take on the whole credit card thing. I don't even know if you need one. Some accountants, some finance people may tell you go ahead and make a little purchase on it, but there are a lot that will tell you not to at all, Anthony. A lot will tell you not to at all. Yeah. Yeah. All right. What else we got? We got like just a few more points. I'm fired up, man. I'm here fired up, just like I'm coaching racquetball. Right? I guess now I'm a racquetball coach. Like if I want to learn hockey, Cole, I come to you. If I want to learn football, Anthony, I come to you. I hope the world comes to me for racquetball. I can't do that because I don't got a gun like you got right there, man. I
Yeah.
can't.
Come
I
on,
can't.
Leon. Get in the gym. Get in the gym, Leon. You gotta get in the gym. Hey, we're getting swole out here, boys.
But this is great. Thanks for having me on to discuss a lot of these
Hold
things.
on, hold on,
Yep.
Leon. You're going a little bit too fast. We didn't
Okay,
get a
okay.
chance
I'll
to
slow
have
it. Hold on. Let
Cole.
me slow down.
Slow
Let me hold
down.
on. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I'm gonna
Yeah,
slow it
breathe,
down.
buddy. I know you down there preaching, but make sure you talk to the whole congregation instead of your saints. Talk to everybody. All right? All right. Cole, do you have any questions at all?
Yeah. I would say that a lot of the world, and I would definitely say that over the years, our world has definitely changed. Our economy has changed. What do you think too? Because I feel a lot of these places, like I know I work at a country club and it's credit card. People have to pay with a credit card there. They don't take any cash payments. So, what do you kind of think as the world has gone more and more towards credit?
hmm So right here, I'm gonna flash them real quick. One's a debit card, one's a credit card. At your club, can folks pay with a debit card?
Yes.
There you go. So you got the money in the bank, use the debit card. The credit card logo feature on your debit card, right? Just because the business says you have to pay with credit, as long as it's got that logo on it, you're good, you're fine, right? You're fine. So that's something. I'll tell you something else at a church that I was on the leadership team at. Um, when we started taking online payments, we specifically used the term you can pay online using a debit card.
Mhm.
That was our language to our congregation. You can pay your tithes and offerings online using a debit card. That's what we would say from the pulpit. That's what we said online. And that's even what it said when you went to the online giving platform into your debit card number here, right? Because we didn't want folks getting into credit card debt. And Cole, to your point, many businesses say we only accept electronic payment, we only accept credit cards. Yeah. But they're that Visa logo, that MasterCard logo. Now, if it's coming out of your bank account, that's money that you have there that you can afford. So here's some pushback that I get sometimes because this isn't the first time I've shared this information. Here's some pushback. Yeah, but what happens if somebody hacks into your account? Okay.
I was gonna
Yeah,
get.
it could happen. It What'd you say, Anthony?
I said, there's always gonna be people that
There's
throw in that what if wrench of, and it's
Yeah,
always the most common what if. Oh, but what if somebody hacks in your account? Like,
right,
bro, okay,
right.
I get it. That's a more common and realistic scenario, but
hmm
just answer the question.
Right,
Don't just don't just try to find some workaround, some loops.
right.
No, just answer the question straightforward. Go
Right.
ahead,
Yeah.
Leon.
You're always gonna have a risk in everything that you do. If it's someone who says I'm not gonna use debit and credit at all, I'm gonna carry green cash, you got a chance of getting robbed, right? If it's someone who says I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna pay with ACH using your checking account number, there's a chance that's gonna happen. With all of us having so much access on our mobile devices, there's chances of somebody catching into your phone, right? So there's always going to be that risk. And I'm not familiar with the laws regarding debit card transactions versus credit card transactions, but I can tell you this, I've had some fraudulent activity on my debit cards. And
Mm-hmm.
I contacted my bank and I said, this is not legit. And each time they went, yeah, based on your spending patterns and where this one happened and so forth. Like there was a purchase done in California, but they see 5 others when I'm in Maryland. And they're like, yeah, that one wasn't legit. So we'll fix it for you. And within a day, they did. Right. So, now understand what your bank will do for you. Um, but yeah, called, the electronic payments and all, I get it. But that debit card feature on your card, your bank account card, is something you should utilize. Right.
All right, Leon, let's start to wrap it up.
All
Let's
right.
listen to these last few slides and let's
Here
see
we
what you
go.
got to talk about.
Understand insurances and the importance of them. Right. Now, you got health, auto, homeowners, renters, gap insurance, long term care, right? So you both know, everybody knows health insurance, right? And as you're starting to work, your company probably has some type of health care plan, right? Talk with some folks to find out what do you need, but keep this in mind. The lower cost, monthly costs you're doing in a health insurance plan, most likely the more copay you're going to have to pay when you go see a doctor, and the more hoops you have to jump through to go see a specialist. So take a look at that. Your auto insurance, right? Making sure, of course, that you meet the state requirements that they have on there, but do you need to have collision and comprehensive, which means if something happens to your car, will the insurance company make you whole? Will they take care of you? A lot of times you call the insurance company and you say, oh, my rate's too high. And they say, oh, let's just take this part off. And they're taking away what covers you if something happens. I'm not advising for or against that. I just want everyone to know, what these things are. Homeowners insurance, renters insurance. Make sure you have those insurances. If you have a mortgage, the mortgage company is going to require you to have homeowners insurance. But when you pay it, what happens when you pay the mortgage off? Right? Maybe you say you don't have to have it, but then what happens if your roof has some damage to it, or you get a flood? What happens there? Renter's insurance. You want your stuff protected. Here's the big one here I want to talk about. Not that it's more important than others. Gap insurance. You guys familiar with gap insurance? Who knows what that is? Cole, yes, no. Do you know what gap is? Gap insurance?
No.
Anthony, what about you?
First time hearing about it.
All right, let me explain it. So let's say you buy a car for $30,000, right? And you're financing that car for 30 grand. You know it's going to depreciate in value over time, right? But the amount that you finance, the payment is going to not go down as much as the value does. So let's say that in 2 years, in that $30,000 car that you've made payments on, your balance remaining on the car is $24,000. And there's an accident and it's your fault. Your insurance company is going to say to you, your car is worth $20,000. They're going to give you 20 grand, but you still owe the bank 24 grand. You got to pay 4 grand to the bank because you still owe them, even though the car got wrecked. It got totaled. The insurance company says, I'm going to pay you 20. The bank says you still owe us 24. That's $4,000 that you need to come up with. Gap insurance is the insurance that'll pay that $4,000. And at most dealerships, you can sign up for that gap insurance at the time you sign the paperwork on the car, and it's not that expensive at all. On the last car I bought, the gap insurance was like $300, right? I remember once I purchased the car and the guy said, you want gap insurance, right? I go, how much is it? He's like, it's 200 and some bucks. Like, oh no, I'm not talking per month. I'm talking total dollar amount. Total dollar amount. And I said, oh, I don't want that. He said, I'm not selling you the car unless you get gap. Not going to do it. Right? Long-term healthcare insurance. You buy it when you're younger, it's cheaper. So then when you get old, you need to go to an old folk home, like an assisted living place. It helps cover that. All right. Retirement savings plans, 401k, 403b. Invest in those. because many companies match what you put in up to a certain amount. It's free money. Take the money from your employer. Sign up for it. The first time I had a chance at 401k, I said, "Oh no, I'm not going to do that. I keep that $20 per paycheck, that 25 bucks in my bank account. I don't need that." And somebody's like, "No, you idiot. You're going to do 20 bucks a pay and the company's going to give you an extra $3. So you're actually getting 23 bucks, and over time it compounds in interest. You want to be advantage. You want to take advantage of those. Here's the next one: advanced planning for marriage, children, and pets. Right? You need money. You need money. You meet someone that you start dating, you need money for that. And you and your wife, you and your significant other, you're going to want to still continue to have things to do. Your children, you know, the cost of childcare now, clothing and food. Cole, you've talked about that some earlier on. You need to have money for that.
Yeah.
Even if you're going to have a pet, you need money for these things.
Even if you
Plan
want to get your
for it.
kid in extracurricular activities, whether in after school or maybe like in rec sports, I know because I'm a rec sport coach, and I see the price of each kid getting into football, whether it's
Yes.
flag or tackle. And when I tell you, when I was younger, my mom told me this. My mom told me that when I was younger, and then if I wanted to play tackle football, actually no, it was my dad that told me. But I see the price now. I see my little brother be playing. My little brother, he plays 7-on-7 football sometimes, and he travels, and so the prices I be seeing $750 close to $1,000, and that's
Yeah.
just for him to play.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It's crazy.
like the jerseys, the gear, like that's all separate.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
It's all
that's
separate stuff.
50, that's almost $1,700
You
just to have equipment, play, and
you
to
need
travel
money.
out somewhere, not including gas and where it is.
Yeah, you need money. Let me go through these other points. I won't go into detail on them. If anybody wants to contact me, I'll give you my email address at the end. Once you get all your financial stuff established, try to save 9 months of living expenses. So then if you get fired, you get laid off, or you just decide, I don't like it here anymore. You got money to live on for 9 months. Think about having a part time side income. Maybe you're using that to pay off student loans. Maybe that's your vacation fund, right? Maybe that's additional money that you're saving. And here's the last one: how do you handle windfall surprise monies? So let's think about this. Your grandmother says, I'm going to bless you at Christmas. Here's $1,000. You get a tax refund check. What do you do with that? Somebody says to you, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to give you this. Take that money and just not spend it. Put it in your budget and have a plan for it. Do something with it other than going out, having a great party and treating friends and all that. Even have a plan for that money. That's my email address. If you want to contact me, hey, if you want to contact me and say that everything that I said here is not good advice, that's fine. Go ahead and do that too. I'm giving you information based on things that I wish I would have done, things that I finally got in order older in life, that I got it now and I'm sharing it with others. So if you want to email me to say don't believe a bunch of that stuff that the guy said, fine. Don't believe it. I'm sharing from experience, trying to help you. Anthony, thank you.
Hey, thank you so much, Leon, for bringing it on. Cole, before we sign off, do you have any final words for the audience?
I think the biggest thing is with an economy right now that, obviously we don't know what's going to happen to in the next couple of months. About a week ago, there was the stock market lost a lot of money. The stock market can also tell us some things too. And I'm not trying to get political at all, but there is a presidential election coming up in less than 3 months. So we don't know what way the economy could go, what way, we don't know how, the market could react to that at all. And the biggest I think the biggest thing I can say is definitely two, make sure you keep saving money now. Like, don't wait. Keep saving.
Hmm.
Just in case, if something happens, because the economy fluctuates too over time. We've had recessions, we've had a Great Depression, we've had where we have an economic boom. The economy fluctuates.
Yeah.
And honestly, too, none of us know what can happen.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree. I agree. Anthony, I just got a text message from someone that's watching the show. I don't know why they didn't put this in the comments. They want to know my thoughts on Bitcoin and other type of
Ooh.
currency like that. Here's my answer. Here's my
Go
answer
ahead.
to that.
I'll give you a minute, 30
All
seconds.
right. Here's my answer. I don't understand it. I don't understand crypto. No one's been able to help me understand it. I'm not involved in it. I know how to spell Bitcoin. I think I know how to spell crypto. That's it. I don't understand it, so I don't do it. I've had people try to explain it to me, and it doesn't make sense. I'm out. I can't understand it. I'm not doing it. I say that to everything. If it's something that folks are telling you to do and you don't understand it, do what you know. I don't understand crypto. How's it work? Oh, you can buy it at 7-Eleven. That's nice. I can buy coffee at 7-Eleven. I know how that works. I put the cup down, the coffee comes in, I drink decaf, but it helps me. I feel good in the morning, right? I get a bottle of water. I got one here. I need hydration. I know how it works. I don't understand Bitcoin. I ain't doing it. That's my take on crypto.
All right. Well, that was one quick point on Bitcoin, crypto. I'm gonna say this one, but then I'm gonna add my last 3 points. I've gotten a little bit into crypto and into Bitcoin and stuff like that, but I never fully understood it, and I was way too patient. And from what I understand, I could be wrong, but from what people tell me and what I understand of other people doing it, if you put in, let's say you want to put in 200 US dollars, and if you put in 200 US dollars and then you convert that to like a Bitcoin, it could be like, I don't know. I don't know what the converter is now, but it could be like 2/10 of a Bitcoin, or I don't know what the conversion is, but I never understood it. And it was like, if you just keep waiting on your Bitcoin, it's gonna get more and more valuable. I'm like, I'm way too impatient for that. If I want $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and I put it in Bitcoin, I want that within the next 2 years, not when I'm 90. I want that like soon. I don't want the 90 grand when I'm sitting on my rocking chair on my porch, just looking off with my gray beard hanging down and just looking at the kids play. I don't want to do that. I want, yeah, Leon, I see your gray beard. I mean, I don't know if you sit on the porch rocking your chair, looking at everybody pass by. I'm like, look at them little young ones. I don't know if you do that. But here's my last 3 points before we log off, everybody. Hey, producer, give my single shot. I'm going to need it real quick. Come here. I want to tell you something. Come here. Thank you. So, my 3 main points on today. Leon didn't discuss this, but I do want to say this though. When Leon talked about the 9 months of living expenses, you want to save 9 months. Something I want to say for my younger viewers: when you guys get money for Christmas, for your birthday, for good grades. I know I got money. Well, I lied. I know some people got money for good grades and all kind of stuff like that. But when you guys get money for any extra reason, put that money to the side. You do not need to spend all of it. And I know your parents always tell you, don't spend the entire 20. Don't spend the entire 50. Don't spend the entire $5, $10, whatever they give you. You don't have to spend that. Second thing, something I learned on social media, and I see that it works, and I'm trying to implement it too, so I'm not a hypocrite. The 50-30-20 rule. For those of you who don't understand what that is, 50% of what you get paid, just that check, 50% of what you get paid goes to your checking account. That's money you can spend. 30% goes into savings. 20% you invest. And so I think that's a good idea. 50% goes to you. You can spend it however you want. 30% goes in your savings. And then in that last 20%, you invest it in something that maybe that's upcoming, maybe that everybody else is investing in. Like you can put it in Apple, Chick-fil-A, Walmart, GameStop, Chipotle, Starbucks, Cava, McDonald's. What's like another high one? Samsung, Tesla. You could put them into all these companies. I mean, it's kind of late now, but you could put in all these companies, and then one day your $2, $3, $4 can turn to like 500 bands. And the last thing I want to talk about, this is also for my young viewers. I hope you guys understand. Please understand the currency of a dollar. If you guys are freely spending your money on things so small and you think, oh, it's just $20, it's just $10, who cares? No. I need you to understand what a dollar is. I need you to understand what $10 is. I need you to understand what $20 is. Because if you have money in your pocket, that does not mean it's easy for you to spend. You need to hold that so that way at a later point, when something helps you, like I said earlier, when you need something to live, you have that money in your pocket. So if you want to get a soda right now, that's cool. Let's say you have $20 in your pocket, right? If you want a soda right now, that's like $2. You have 18. But if you spend the rest of 18, let's say on Fortnite V-Bucks, that's not going to work. That's terrible. You just use up the rest of your 18. Now when school starts, you need shoes, you need new pants, you need shirts, you need a new backpack, you need binders, paper, pencils, you need all that. And you ain't got no money in your pocket. Do you know how terrible that sounds? Save your money. Please save your money. People who are my age, 23, 20, in that range, start a savings account. Some of you already have it. Some of you already know how to budget. But please put your money in a savings. Invest your money. If you don't know how to invest, I'm not going to tell you to invest it. But for me, investing works for me. But invest your money in something that's smart and something that actually works. Okay? So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I hope you all got it. I know you guys got a lot of information, but I want to thank everybody for coming out again. If you guys want to message me on give my single shot. I don't want to see these people. Get out of the way. Move. Give my single shot again. And listen, I'm almost done. I promise. I'm almost done. All right. So thank you for everybody coming out. If you wanna text me on my IG, it's Clutchy Ant, Clutchy with 2 Y's. My Twitter is Big Dog Ant 4, Big DAWG Ant 4, and lastly my email. If you guys want to come on the show, you have any question, you have anything you want to say, you can talk to me on my email, AnthonyGriffin9@gmail.com. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out once again. You guys have been great. All right, stay blessed, stay positive. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Whoop.